Do you think swinging is like a gateway drug? You can't eat just one chip that you start and it goes down a slippery slope and you can't stop? That's not true. But what happens is people like it, right? It hits, why it's so popular is it hits evolutionary biology. And we're only 2% different than great apes. We have more in common with chimpanzees than the African elephant has to the Indian elephant. And they all live in communal, let's do everybody kind of lives. And you can't fight a million years of evolution. Not to say that there are people that, your frontal lobe is not that you want to be bonded with one person. Through my life, I've done all kinds of things. What I'm saying is that some people are wired for monogamy and some people are wired for non-monogamy. And for some people, it's so alluring that you don't want to turn it off. That being said, we are ruled by rational thought, and you can sit down and communicate. As I talk about that, you should be talking about it a few 100,000 times. You should be understanding what's important to you and what's important in your relationship and making sure you have a plan, including contracts and safe words and very clear boundaries as to how you're going to navigate that. And that's what I do as an sex therapist and have for 30 years. And I used to say that non-monogamy was in the top 10 most common things I see. Now it's in the top 3 because it's about 11% of the population. And if you do the math, 11% of the population are millions and millions and millions. And the reason you're hearing about it is it's coming up morning, noon, and night. So what do? You make sure you understand the process. I'm talking about soft swapping today on Turned On with Sue and John, Turned On podcast. If you haven't checked it out, please do. It's on any place you get podcasts. But the reality is that you are trying to figure out what is best for you. And the longer I'm a therapist, man, the more I know that there is no one size fits all. What I can say is that human nature is universal. There's going to be assholes in every group, right? There's going to be a desire to feel like you're virile, that you're attractive, that people want you. That is a universal need. And when you start to navigate that and you can't have that in your relationship, the other piece that I really believe is, especially for men, but often for women, is there's a biological and fundamental desire for newness. So how do you get that in a monogamous relationship? That's a whole other discussion, and I talk about that too. But how do you get that in a non-monogamous thing when you don't be what my friend Kevin Levy from Hedonism calls bed notchers, where you're just not making a list? It's about finding the way to do it with grace and integrity and taking the high road on that. And that's my jam. So my name is Sue. I have been a SEX therapist for more than 30 years. Follow me and let's continue the conversation.